Well, here we are, another day camped at Craggy Wash in Lake Havasu, Arizona. Just a beautiful day. I really love it here. High is supposed to be 85 today, so it is warming up. Low's 58, so it's comfortable at night. I just love the terrain. I love the way these rock formations are, mixed with the green vegetation. This is kind of abnormal this year. They got a lot of rain. There's little yellow and purple flowers blooming everywhere. Just loving it here. This Craggy Wash BLM area, there is a little airport right over this hill. So there are a lot of planes taking off and landing, mostly small private planes. So they're really not that noisy, just something to take note of. Otherwise, I really enjoy this area. I've kind of been bouncing around this Craggy Wash area. I was camped in, about 3 miles with the group there. Group's starting to kind of split up a little bit. My friend Kevin is going back to his hometown to take care of taxes and that because it's tax season. My friend Jamie that I've been traveling with, we parted ways. She actually has to go tend to business. She actually owns a Airstream trailer that she's having built out to like a tiny home. I believe her plans are to kind of rent it out, park it somewhere and rent it out for people, and that will be a source of income for her. So I wish her best on her journeys. I really enjoyed traveling with her. She's a very sweet gal and just getting her feet wet with this whole experience living on the road. So I hope I was a positive influence for her, and I know we had a lot of good times together, so I'll miss her. But Jamie, wish you the best. Hope to see you again. We'll be staying in touch, and for sure hopefully we can meet up on the road again and spend some more time together. You know, one of the parts of being on the road like this, I was just talking with my neighbor over here, and it is a little bit of adjustment, you know, allowing people to come into your lives and just kind of come and go. That's part of living on the road. We all have our own things that we're tied down to as far as making money, family commitments and stuff like that. So for me, it's been a very learning, growth experience for me, you know, to not be attached and just let things come in and out of my life, you know, and be able to let go and not experience too much attachment. So it's been a very good experience so far. Really enjoying life out on the road here. Today's just one of those days at camp, just taking care of a lot of little chores, doing a lot of little things I've been meaning to do. One of those is I did paint my shower jug here. I used a spray paint that's for plastic. It's a flat black, and I did take and put a piece of tape on it before I painted it. When it dried, I peel it off so I kind of have a place to see where the water's level is at. So while I'm showering, I know how much I have left to kind of conserve it to be able to fully rinse off. It really seems like it's working. I've got it sitting on this Reflectix to help reflect some of the sunlight up. And I've tested the water. It's been out here about 2 hours, and it's already just starting to warm up. So I think within a few hours it should be good. Every so often I come over and shake it up. So, you know, not just the water around the outside is warming up, it actually warms up all the way through. So we'll test that out. I'm pretty sure it's going to work out great. The temps are warm enough outside, plenty of sun, that I think it's really going to heat it up good. So that was a little project I did. Okay, so the next question I get a lot is, how do I stay connected? How am I uploading my videos? I'm always camped out in these dispersed camping areas out in the middle of nowhere. How am I actually getting internet to upload these videos 3 times a week? Well, I use a mobile hotspot. I use a Verizon service. This is my Verizon Jetpack that I've been using. I got this about 1.5 years ago. When I first hit the road, I realized that I would need this, and I've been pretty happy with it. When I first set this up, I got a plan that was 10 gigs a month for $80. Now Verizon has just started offering an unlimited plan now, and it costs me the same amount. It's actually, I think, $84. There's a couple extra fees with the unlimited plan, and it allows me to have unlimited internet connection for about $80 a month. Been really happy with that service. I found Verizon gets the best coverage. Like, once again, I do most of my dispersed camping out in pretty remote areas where a lot of the other carriers do not get a signal. So I've been really happy with this. I can just turn this thing on, connect my laptop to it, and I'm on the internet. Now there's a lot of areas where I have a really weak signal, and sometimes I do crazy things. When it's time to upload a video, I'll actually drive miles out of my camp searching for a signal just to upload a video. Kind of the weird things us YouTubers do. But a tool that helps me with that is this right here. This is the Wilson Sleek 4G cell phone booster. This is actually made to boost cell phone signals. I'll talk about my cell phone service in a second, but you slide it in here and it boosts your cell phone signal. Now there's an antenna that attaches to it, and it does need to be powered. It's got a cigarette lighter adapter as well as a USB adapter, and you just plug it into the unit and it's powered up, and it's now amplifying your signal, and you need to connect the antenna to it. So I'll show you the antenna. So the antenna attaches here. You just screw it into the bottom there. It's got its own special connector, which is actually fairly universal. There's a lot of aftermarket antennas you can buy that have the same adapter. So you just screw it on there. Now, an issue I've had with this unit does get hot. And with it getting hot, I've had issues with the connector here. You can see I have tape on it where the wire actually pulled free from the connector, and I was actually using it for a while and it was not doing its job as far as boosting, and I realized that the wire was loose and not making a connection. So I actually did a little repair. I just ordered a replacement antenna, a bigger antenna than it comes with, so I'll do a secondary review once I get that external antenna. Now this is made by Wilson, the version I have, which is no longer made. This same model is now offered as the Wii Boost, W-E Boost. It's called the Wii Boost. It's pretty much the same thing, and apparently they've addressed the issue of it getting hot. I'll show you what the external antenna looks like. It's on the roof of my van. This is the little antenna that it comes with. It's magnetic. You just put it on the top of your vehicle, and that's how you get the amplification. I've just got the wire coming in through my driver's side door, and then I just feed it into the back, and that's how I have it connected to the booster. One of the other great uses of this cell phone booster is the fact that it works with my hotspot as well. It works with my Verizon Jetpack to boost the signal of this. It's not just for cell phones. Because these jetpacks are working over a 4G cellular signal, it boosts the jetpack as well. So there's been a lot of times where I'm camped in an area where I turn on this jetpack and I've got literally no signal. Plug in my booster, put it in there, and boom, all of a sudden I've got 2 to 3 bars, which is usable internet. So this has really been a lifesaver for me as far as getting my videos uploaded and staying on schedule and being able to correspond and get back to my emails and all that. So between these two, this is really how I stay connected on the road. Now when I get the new antenna, I really feel like it's going to help the effectiveness of this unit, so I'm really excited about that. Okay, I recently discovered another thing I can do to help increase getting a signal in very remote areas. Like where I'm at now in Craggy Wash, there's all these hills here, and there's little pockets where you just don't get a cell signal. Even though there's a cell tower fairly near, it's over this little mountain range, so the signal just doesn't get down this low. And I've found through experimenting that I have this little cell phone tripod mount thing. I put my hotspot in there, and now my hotspot is in my tripod. Now I'll show you how high this tripod gets and what I do with it to get a good signal in places where I normally don't get one. Okay, so there's my tripod with my Verizon Jetpack up in it, way up there on top of the roof. That puts it way up in the air, and actually I experimented with this last night. It gives me a good strong signal, whereas otherwise inside the van or outside I'm not getting any signal at all, and it actually gives me a better signal up there than even using my booster, because my booster antenna is still down pretty low. So I guess I could try to experiment with getting my booster antenna higher up in the air, but this has been very effective for me. So that's a little trick I've been using. Okay, so for my cell phone, I have just a cheap Samsung cell phone. I forget what they call this. It's like a $50 phone. My service is with Cricket Wireless, and I have had for $60 a month a 10 gig a month data plan with unlimited talk and text. Now they recently upped it to 12 gigs, and actually if you have it set up with auto pay, they knock it down to $55. And I've been really happy with Cricket. Recently, Cricket has started offering the unlimited plan as well. For the same price that I was paying for 12 gigs of data a month, $55, I'm now getting unlimited for $55 a month. I like the security of having 2 different services because I do rely on my internet connection for my YouTube videos, which is a source of my income. That's how a lot of how I survive out here on the road. That's very important to me to have internet. And also, like I mentioned, with the cell phone, that's very important for me to be able to stay connected in case of emergency. So having 2 different carriers for me has proved to be very useful. There's been a lot of places places. For the most part, Verizon gets the best coverage, but believe it or not, I've been a lot of remote places where Verizon does not connect, but I've got full bars on my Cricket Wireless. So go figure. So I know a lot of people that are what they call digital nomads, people that live on the road and they need to work. They need to be connected to make money to continue to survive on the road. A lot of these people, like myself, we have two different services for that very reason, to have backup, to be able to, in a situation, you know, as a YouTuber, I do a lot of crazy things. There's times where I'm camped out in the middle of nowhere and I need to upload a video to stay on schedule. I will literally drive 6-10 miles out searching for a cell signal just to upload a video and then drive back to camp. Now with the booster and the tripod setup on the top of the roof, that's having me doing that a lot less. So for the most part, when I'm finding a camp, I try to put myself in a place where I know I have a signal. As I'm driving in, I'm watching my phone and seeing, okay, still got a couple bars left. Maybe this is as far as I'm going to go in. So that's kind of the technical part of my van life. I hope that was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, I'd love to address them for you. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.